Welcome. Welcome. Today is the 6th of August, 2024. I'm Mark, your host, coming to you from Baker's Green Acres in Marion, Michigan. And this is the Anyone Can Farm live chat Tuesday night edition. We've been doing this for a while, and it seems like we always have something to talk about. Today's not one of those nights. I mean, I always have things to talk about, but I just don't have a subject line tonight. So I thought what we would do is let's see where it goes. I like to start off the show by talking about my thing. What I'm hearing beeping noises coming from this computer. What could that be? Okay, well, connection was lost, but it's recovered now. So my day today was it was not normal. It was definitely not normal. It was some celestial forces working on my brain, I think. But yesterday I've had a really tough time this year getting my hay in. I'm just having a real tough time. I hate to say it, but it just has been tough. I've had a lot of breakdowns, and a lot of interruptions. And we've had a lot of rain. And the weatherman, I don't know about you guys, but this year has been the froggiest I've ever seen it. In the 10-day forecast right now, there is no rain. And today was supposed to be a rainy day. So yesterday afternoon, I was in the process of baling a field that I had raked the day before. It was ready to go, nice. And it was supposed to rain last night, starting about 9 o'clock. And so I was scrambling to get it in. And today was a chicken processing day, a Tuesday, which we don't usually do. We're usually on Friday, but there was such an overage that we had to open up another day. So at 5 o'clock yesterday, I had to come up from baling to receive all the chickens coming in. And we like people to be here between 5 and 7. And we tell them that. Well, I had a belt break at 3:40. And so by the time I got to the house with the machine, it was almost 4 o'clock, almost. And a guy showed up early. Guy showed up an hour early. So I had to take him. By the time I was done with him, it was like 4:30. And failed to connect to chat. Server, please try reloading this page. Fine. All right, I'll try. All right. I hope that worked. I had to reload something. So then, it kept on going. And the last guy that showed up was quite late. And we talked for a while. All right. I'm getting a weird screen here. Can people see the chat, which is kind of a drag because I wanted to see if people had some questions tonight. I would take some questions and then we can get the conversation going. But the chat ain't working. That's the way it's been, like constant. But then anyway, I started in baling again, and then I got on about the fourth bale, and it started raining. And when that happens, you can't bale wet hay, not and get a good product. And so I had to quit. And so instead of just leaving the bales down there, I loaded up 6 and brought them up. And then I got them in the hay storage area. So I got 6 in yesterday. I got 5 in this morning while it was still spitting a little bit. It did rain quite a bit during the night. I don't know what to tell you on this. It says need help. Okay, I'll push that, see what happens. The thing about computers to me is every time it's something different. Like I've never seen any of these screens before. Yeah. And Jill's not home. So I guess we're not going to have any chat. Yeah, I pushed that screen and now it's got a nice white screen up there with nothing written on it. I'm not sure things are working very good. My YouTube wasn't working either. I wonder if anybody else is having a YouTube problem. Yeah, I got no YouTube. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. So maybe everything has culminated and they shut off YouTube. So there is a lot of things going on in the world. And I know that's kind of a burden to some people, is to me sometimes. I mean, it's hard to not hear these things and not be dragged down by them. But anyway, let me finish what my day was today. Today was my day to milk, but because I finished so late last night, when I finally got in the house, it was 11 or quarter of 11, and then I was starving, and so I sat down to eat. I had to cook something because Jill was already gone, and I sat down to eat, and that lasted for, I don't know, half an hour or so, but it was midnight before I got in bed. And then I did wake up during the night and looked out and it was raining. So I thought, well, I know what I'm not doing today. And I went back to bed and I woke up to somebody rubbing me on the back, and it was Jill. She's got to be really careful waking me up. And she says, it's 9 o'clock. And I was like, oh no, because that never goes well. But I must have needed the sleep because that was what happened. And when I finally got out to milk with Frank, he was almost done milking, but it was my job today to process the milk. So the milk was sitting there and I put it in jugs and all that stuff. And then I needed some parts for my baler because I had broken a belt yesterday. I'm not actually breaking the belts. There's a joint. It's a about a 20-foot belt that's 5 inches across, and it's made out of thick rubber, and it's got a lot of fibers, and it's very, very tough stuff. And when it joins back together, you have to put these, they call them lacings, but it's more like a series of staples. You put that on there, and then there's a special clamp that goes in the vise, and you run it in, and these staples grip into that belt. And they last quite a long time. All the ones that I've fixed this year have been on there since I got it. None of the new ones that I've put on have broke yet. So I really can't complain, so it is always a series of using a piece of equipment until it needs to be repaired. Nothing lasts forever. That's just the way it is. And but this year I've just had an unbelievable amount of breakdowns. Day before yesterday, I drove my 2020 tractor. It's a 50 horsepower tractor with no loader on it. Just use it for pulling wagons with hay on it. And I was driving up to the house and the tire went flat. That doesn't usually happen. So now it's sitting all the way down on the back 40 with a flat tire because I aired it up and I thought, well, it looks like it's holding. And I took it down and used it for a while. And then it went flat overnight. So it's sitting down there and I got to do something about that. Yeah, that's just the way it's gone. So I did get quite a bit of hay in the last couple of days, not as much as I would like to have. And I'm certainly not done. And it's sort of the biggest thing that I do, the most stressful thing that I do. Everything else is like small operations, but getting hay for me has always been the potential stressor, potential. And this year it kind of has. I went next door and started up this afternoon, about 5 o'clock, and it was the thickest hay I have ever cut. And I was going along and everything's going fine. It's cutting great, just great. And I made the turn coming back down the field, going to my second turn, and it plugged solid. And it took me a half an hour to get all the hay pulled out of it, all the grass. And the grass was really wet. But I thought it was working pretty good and it should work. And so I said, well, I'll go slower this time. So I started again, went slower, boop, it plugged again. And I unplugged it, and that took me about another half hour. It's really weird how a hay bind plugs so solid. You're pulling out like 4 pieces of grass at a time. It plugs so solid. At least mine does. And then I decided, well, I'm going to pack it in for the day and let things dry out, because the weatherman's saying it's not supposed to rain for the next 10 days. So maybe if it dries out a little bit, I'll have a little bit better luck. But I wasn't getting anywhere fast, and it was getting on towards about 7:30. So I knew I had to be over here for the show tonight. And Jill called me to set up the computer. But, the chat is not working, you guys. No, not working. Let's see if I do it a different way. All right, I'll cancel the chat and maybe try again. Hide chat overlay. Let's try that. Nope. Now it's completely gone. And if I push a button, who knows what can happen? It's not like it says turn chat off. No. It's got a little squiggle there, and you got to know what that means, and I don't know what it means. Well, here's one that says chat, so let me try that. It's underneath music. So let's see. I got a nice white screen now with a frowning face on it. Nice. I'm supposed to know what that means. I don't know what that means. So we ain't going to have a chat tonight. I'm sorry about that. And I can see I've already lost a couple people of my 7. Well, so we got the milking done today. I had to run into town to get those laces, because I had completely exhausted what I had. And I knew if I broke again, I was going to have to go to town. So I went while it was raining, and I found the last pack of laces at Family Farm and Fleet. So from now on, I'm going to have to buy these things online. But in the time I was going to and from, I was listening to different news channels to find out what's going on. And, I think it was just a couple of weeks ago that somebody took a shot at the president. And let's see, then Joe Biden has been hiding, I guess. He's gonzo. And it seems like, well, now the nominee is Kamala Harris. So that's kind of, things are happening quite quickly. I heard today that there's supposed to be war between Israel and Iran. Oh, that should be fun. So there's a lot of things going on. What else? Oh, the stock market crashed over in Japan. That crashed, and then it crashed, I guess, yesterday pretty hard here too. I don't know much about that. That's not my thing. And I thought, well, I guess these are all bad things, but I've got hay to cut. I've got chores to do here. I've got things that I have to do. And I don't think I've actually quite completely processed, murder and mayhem all around me. And there I am out in the field with my little tractor and hay bind cutting hay. But I think that we all just have to do what's in front of us. And if I try to do Kamala Harris's job, I'm going to be frustrated. She got her job. I got my job. I hope she does a good job. Right. Yesterday there was an interview that I heard, and I guess there are these guys that are called live streamers. I've never listened to them. Well, I guess I'm live streaming, right? Has anything changed on here? No. And President Trump was being interviewed by this live streamer, and apparently this live streamer, I can't remember his name, but it was a very good interview. I thought if you like Trump, you would like this. Oh, I can't reference it because YouTube's not working. Oh, but my history is. Let's see if I can find it for you, because it was really good, I thought. No. Well, view all. All right. It was really good, and Trump seemed like just a regular guy. No, I'm not going to find it. It says view all, but it's not. They don't mean it. Nah. No, they'll only let you see a few of what you listen to. That's a bummer. Yeah. It changes all the time, and that's what bothers me. Like, I know when I used to go into history, which was right next to subscriptions, I could see everything that was being viewed on YouTube. But now the history's gone, and there's a thing that says you, and I don't know what that does. It does nothing. I don't really. Okay, my YouTube is on. Okay. Well, I can't help you with that one. Anyway, you could probably find it, I suppose. Let's see. It's somebody that I subscribe to. I hate to give up on you like that. Kind of wet your whistle, and then I had to say, sorry, can't find it. The guy that I listen to is Unwoke Thoughts. So let me try that before I give up on you. Unwoke. Unwoke Thoughts. There it is. Unwoke Thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, just yesterday, Donald Trump said that he was
agreed. Well, no, forget it. But if you check Unwoke Thoughts and go to yesterday, maybe you can find it. Not liking the way that works. All right. Yeah, well, if we don't have the live chat, it's not like you can ask questions. And I guess I'm just complaining today about farming. But let's see. I think that we just have to do what's in front of us. And for me, it's to build this farm up and continue to get things better all the time and do a more efficient job and things like that. And that's what I've been working on. And listening to everything that's going on out there in the world, I don't know if it does me any good. No, we're not going to have any chat tonight for some reason. I'm sorry about that, and there's nothing I can do about it. Without Joel home, we're not going to get it because I can't navigate this. No, I'm just getting blank screens. Yeah, that's why I don't really like these things. Nope, not working. Okay. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. Honestly, at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. I guess it happens. Maybe this is the universe working on me. Don't have much to say. I have kind of a blank slate right now. Oh, I did solve the green problem in the pool. I watched a YouTube video on it, and when it comes to shocking the pool, you got to get serious. My pool has been green for about 2 weeks, just green. And I'd put in chlorine, I'd tested it, say it's off the chart, but it wasn't changing it. And yesterday I hammered it. I put in about 7 scoops, and you couldn't even get near the water. It was so chloriney. But this morning I looked at it and it's blue again. So it's got a lot of sediment on the bottom that it has to be vacuumed out. But yeah, that's kind of nice. That's one little victory that I had. What else? What other victories? Well, chickens went well today. They did over 200 of them. And I didn't do any of them. I helped empty the guts and stuff. That was that. Yeah, that's about it. Sometimes that's the way it is. We're not going to have a live chat tomorrow night. We did call tomorrow night because we did one last week, and we go every other week. If anybody needs wiener pigs, I have them. These are full Mangalitsa wiener pigs. I got about 15 of them that need to go. If anybody needs breeding stock, we can do that too. I have some really nice red boars in there. So if anybody needs them, get a hold of me somehow. What else? I guess that's going to be it. So I don't have much to talk about tonight, and we don't have a chat. So there's no way we can converse here. That's too bad. I've tried it about 5 times. And you can't, no one on the thing can even tell me how to fix it because I can't see what you're saying. And we've reduced down to 3,000 people from 7,000. So obviously people don't like this kind of rambling. Yeah, I don't know what to say. No, I got nothing. I'm going to go back to farming. I'll see you guys. See you next week. Remember, anyone.